Well, greetings and welcome to another edition of Calf Chat. My name is Noah Litherland. Today we're going to be visiting about low colostrum yield. Pretty significant problem this time of year. When I was at the University of Minnesota in my previous academic life, about late October, early November, producers would call with struggles with low colostrum yield, and that kind of same theme kind of continues on with this year. We're not sure if it's the change in the photo period, the change in temperature, or what, but it seems like cows really dramatically fall off on their ability to produce colostrum, that all-important first meal for that calf, during these October-November months. We did a research survey for two very large herds in around Minnesota and found that colostrum yield was only about 2 pounds on one herd within November. That's pretty low colostrum yield. Typically we think of colostrum yield closer to about 10 pounds per cow as being more normal. Factors that regulate colostrogenesis, or the production of colostrum, are really not fully understood. We know that the changes in the machinery and the udder associated with colostrum production occur about 60 days prior to calving. As the time of calving becomes closer, the calf sends them some signals to mom and says, hey, it's time to really make colostrum, make that first meal happen. And so the udder starts to fill with colostrum. We're not really sure why that's not happening on some farms. We think it might be due to this change in the photo period associated with the fall months of the year. Colostrum quality does not seem to be negatively affected. So we can use the Brix refractometer to measure colostrum quality, looking for a measure on the Brix scale of about 22% or greater. So if we calibrate this on the Brix scale, we've got 22 or greater for good quality colostrum. There's also a Misco refractometer that you can use the IgG scale on. If we use the IgG scale, we're looking for closer to 50 milligrams per milliliter of immunoglobulins on the Brix refractometer. Again, of course, as we measure the colostrum quality, it's always important also look and see how the calf responds to the colostrum quality. We can take a blood sample, look at the serum IgGs. We can also look at the serum total proteins, and again, we're looking for a serum total protein of 5.5 milligrams per deciliter or greater. Really indicates a passive transfer and that the calf got an appropriate amount of colostrum. When we think about making changes on the farm to increase colostrum yield, we've tried increasing starch, we've increased dietary protein, we've become concerned that perhaps it's the negative DCAD program. Some of my research at Minnesota suggests that all those factors really don't have any negative impact on colostrum yield. One of the things that we have noticed is cows that produce a low level of colostrum also have reduced risk for ketosis and fatty liver. So those cows that aren't really ramping up, making lots of colostrum, it might actually be a good thing for mom in that she is at lower risk for ketosis and fatty liver. May not necessarily be a great thing for a calf as far as that goes. When we're struggling with low colostrum yield, the first thing to think about is storing all the colostrum that you can properly. Harvest the colostrum from the cow. If you're heat treating it, that's fantastic. Feed the appropriate amount to the calf, so we're looking at least a gallon or about 9 pounds of colostrum per calf. Any residual colostrum that's left over, let's do a great job of freezing that colostrum in small quantities so that it cools and freezes quickly, and so that we can save that colostrum for the next time. If again we're still short of colostrum after that point, it's time to think about maybe a colostrum replacer. A good quality colostrum replacer is going to deliver at a bare minimum about 125 grams of IgG per dose, and we're really focusing on something closer to 150 to 175 grams of IgG per calf. We know that colostrum is so important not only for the calf's health, but may actually impact her later on in her life and her ability to make milk in that first lactation. So with that, I'm Noah Litherland, trying to find ways to produce more colostrum, and hopefully we gave you some ideas to think about that. With that, thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of Calf Chat.